So she's in my house, and we both agreed that we're gonna do it, but she does not want to help out. Like, she's not doing enough for me. She's not really looking all that good today. She's not smelling all that good today. And I'm like, dude, I need a little extra stimulation if we're gonna get this on. And she's giving me an attitude. So I'm just like, yo, you have to go. You gotta leave. And it's just a whole thing, man. And I am just real pissed. But let me take you back to the start. So look, this is part two to when she laughed at me in the bed, right? I decide, okay, I'm gonna get over to my place because I only lasted 3 minutes. She laughed in my face, and I need to do better, right? So I get her over to my place, and she comes in, and she's just on her phone. Now, off the bat, I put the tunes on because she's only here for one reason, right? She's only here for one reason, and I only have her here so that I can redeem myself, so I can feel better about myself, right? So she's just on her phone texting. I'm just standing there, just staring her down. And I'm just already not in a good mood because I do not want to have to interact with this woman anymore. Like, this is just for my mental well being and so that I don't seem like a loser. So I'm just waiting. And she's just like, looks at me. She's like, what? And I'm like, you good? Like, we gonna get off the phone? She's like, I'm just texting my friends. I'm like, yeah, sure. Well, you can do that later. Just give me like 20 minutes. Come on now. So she puts the phone down. She sits on the bed, and I try to like have her lean back to get on top, and she's like, "No, we're not doing that." I'm like, "Oh, brother," because I hate being told what to do in the bedroom. Like, I have to be the one that tells them what to do for the most part. Not exactly, but I have to. If I'm trying to lead this because I'm the guy and that's what they expect. Like, she's expecting me to lead this, but then she's telling me no when I ask her to do something basic. Like, that just gets on my nerves so hard. Just like, dude, do you want this or not? I'm like, whatever. So I sit down next to her, and we're just, making out in this really uncomfortable position because we're both just sitting side by side. And, I do a little touch and everything. And again, I try to have her go back. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm ready to go. And first off, I try to take her shirt off, and she's like, nope, this stays on. I'm like, why, dude? Like, what? She's just like, it stays on. And I'm like, whatever, man. Like, this is some BS, dude. Screw this. I'm done. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's just get to work. And I start to take her pants off. She's like, nope, I can do it. She does it herself. And I'm like, dude, how does this girl get get dudes to come around? Like, holy shit. Um, so I undress myself a little bit, but again, she's not smelling the best today, which I don't know what happened with that. She's just like, she could use a shower. I should have thrown her in my shower real quick, but I didn't. And she's also, again, not the most attractive for me personally. So I need a little bit more help getting little John to be full John, right? To be big John. And I'm like, okay, come over here and give me that vacuum suction. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, put your hand on it, give it a little rug a tug tug. And she's like, no. And I'm like, dude, like, are you interested or not? And she's just like, do it yourself. And I say, that's weird. Like, I'm not gonna do it myself. I'm not gonna touch my own meat when there's a woman in my presence. Like, I'm not doing that, right? But she's like, no, you're gonna do it. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not. You're not in charge of this shit. So I'm like, okay, we're done. You can go home. I put my pants back on, the little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pajamas. I put them back on, and I put my beater back on. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta go. She's like, what? I'm like, you gotta go. Like, I'm done. Like, we're not doing this. She's like, oh my god, you're so dramatic. Fine. She gets down on the floor, takes my pants off, and a little bit of vacuum action, and it's like, okay, finally we're doing a little bit better. So I get back in there, I start doing my thing, and this time we get to 5 minutes, and I blast from the past, a little bit of water gun action going on, but I'm not finished. I'm like, all right, I can keep it pushing. All you gotta do is slurp off the special sauce. She does that real quick, and I get back in there and I get back to work. But here's the problem: she's not all that attractive, and I've already used all my ammo up. Now there's a little bit more ammo, and it's like you don't really need to reload. But with her, you do, because again, she's not smelling all that great. She's not kissing all that great, and there's nothing really to get me that attracted. So we're on like minute 12 now, and I'm like halfway in that thing, dude. Like, John is at halfway height. He's really shrunk down a bit, and she's trying to help out with that, but there's not much she can do. So I just get up real quick, look at the clock, and I'm like, oh, I think my mom's getting off work early. We gotta go, and I'm just done, and that's it for me. And honestly, I was still pleased with the performance. It was a fine 12 minutes, and I got what I wanted out of it. I got my mental well being to know that I'm not completely shit, and that was it. I take her back to her car because I'm not gonna let her park at the crib. She parked at a store nearby, like a Walmart or something. And what do? I just blast 50 Cent. I turn it all the way up so she knows not to talk to me. Like, I don't want to speak to this girl because we're done. Like, this is the last time I spoke to her. And I drop her off, and then I don't speak to her at all. But a few weeks later, I look at her story, and she's married now. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what was I just part of? How did this girl just get married 2 weeks later? And I hit her up. I'm like, is this real? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? She's like, I'm just a girl. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I'm more surprised the fact that you've got someone to marry you. Because, dude, just really wasn't the best. Moral of the story. Honestly, I don't even know. Don't even mess with Tinder like that. Also, if the girl is if the girl's doing what she was doing to me, yeah, do exactly what I did. Just put your clothes back on and tell her to get the fuck out. Because genuinely, what are you doing? Like, do you want to control this? Are you gonna make me the submissive one? Like, no, that's not how it works. Unless that's what you're both into. Then I'm gonna say, hey, go for it, brother. Peace out.